Welcome back, ladies and gents. I'll be reacting to the best setups of all time on the Battle Station subreddit. Let's continue. If you have multiple interests, you shouldn't sacrifice one or the other when choosing a monitor. This is the brand new 32-inch gaming monitor from Kuri that's built to be the no-compromise option for both sweats and creators. You're getting a 4K QD OLED panel with HDR True Black 400 and 99% DCI-P3 coverage. So blacks are actually black, highlights pop, and there's basically no blooming around bright objects on darker backgrounds. It doesn't matter if you're watching a movie, grading footage, or getting carried in the finals. It just looks ridiculously clean. With a 240 Hz refresh rate and 0.03 millisecond response time, the gameplay looks extra creamy and buttery. But if you still miss your shots in FPS games, that's on you. I'm looking at you, are you? At 32 inches, it hits that sweet spot where it fills your field of view but doesn't take over your desk at the same time. And with the thin bezels, it feels like you're getting more screen real estate in general. So if you've been trying to pick between 4K visuals or esports speeds, then this one's for you. Click the Amazon link for your region in the description section below to check out the latest price for the Kuri S3241XO. I was wondering when I was going to come across my first ever sleeper PC setup. So this one's actually pretty straightforward. We have a 27-inch mounted to the desk, a sleeper PC on the left, but what's interesting is that there's a CRT monitor that somehow is connected to the PC. I didn't even know you can power these on. Now I did dig into the comment section and I pulled some additional pictures because I really want to see what's inside the sleeper PC. Here it is. Wow. Hallelujah. What do we have for specs though? So we have a Ryzen 9 5900X, 32 gigs of memory, and the RTX 5070 Ti apparently. Now that is a very impressive sleeper build. If you put the CRT monitor and the sleeper PC aside, I feel like it's a very simple and basic setup. But because both of those are in the same image, I'm gonna give it some extra points. So I'm gonna give this a 7 out of 10. Okay, this setup looks very familiar. I believe he's a content creator on Instagram and he goes by the name of Sal because I've seen this setup pop up a lot of times on my Instagram feed. It's kind of hard to miss the giant 49-inch ultra-wide and his PC tucked away in the corner. I think the main reason why people like this setup so much, and it's been imitated so many times on Instagram, is just the layout of it. It's very functional, right? You got your super ultra-wide in the center and your low profile boom arm on the bottom for your microphone, but you also have space for both of your speakers. It's so simple yet functional as well. Like the PC is not even being blocked off. It's in the corner and you can see everything inside of it. It's decorated very tastefully, but also the lighting is on point. If you pay attention, there are 3 different points of lighting. There's one right behind the desk, one behind the monitor, and then one above the wall shelves. It's spaced out so evenly, like every area has its own dedicated lighting. I'm gonna give this a solid 9 out of 10. Chris Maher, I believe, is the mastermind behind this setup. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe this is also his most recent one because he did build one, I think a year or 2 years ago, but this must be the most recent one he uploaded on. And for those of you who are not familiar with Chris Maher, he is, I'm gonna call him like the king of RGB lighting. He does some pretty cool stuff with addressable LEDs or just RGB lights in general. If you aren't subscribed to his channel already, make sure to check him out. He has some pretty cool content. I'll drop a link to his channel down below. I mean, what can I say that isn't already said about this setup? You have to really watch the video to appreciate the attention to detail that's been put into this entire room. So much custom work, so much custom LEDs. I mean, it was literally one of the best setups I've ever seen. So easy 10 out of 10 for me. Oh, what the hell is this? Wow, I don't even know what I'm looking at here. I'm gonna need a second to process this. Holy cow. This has to be like a flight sim setup, right? There's no other way you would need those massive screens sandwiched next to each. Oh yeah, it is. It's a flight sim. I can see the joystick now. Okay, now it makes more sense, but still, this is absolutely absurd. 50-inch, possibly even 60-inch 4K TVs slapped together, speakers right above, and a custom water-cooled system with an RTX 5090 Astral over there on the right side, mounted against the wall. I mean, the wall, if you pay attention, you can see some custom panels that were done. That's actually really cool. There's 3D panels recessed inside the wall, and it looks like it's covered by another layer of panels to give it this 3D look. That's actually pretty sick. You can tell there's some really nice custom work that was put into this room. There's even a sofa in the back, which I have to assume is for console gaming, right? Like I would push the chair aside, kick back on the couch and play Ratchet and Clank like on the primary display. Pretty epic setup. Easily a 10 out of 10 for me. Ah yes, I remember this setup like it was yesterday. He was on Setup Wars earlier this year and I think he took home the seal of approval if I'm not mistaken. But this is one of the coolest sci-fi futuristic setups that I had the privilege of checking out on our show. If you guys missed that episode, I'll leave a link to it down below, but this setup was nothing short of incredible. The amount of custom work and the attention to detail that was put in was just mesmerizing. It was honestly one of the cleanest setups I've seen. And I believe that's our Topo V3 mouse pad. You can kind of see our TS logo on the bottom left corner, which by the way, we did launch season 14. Phoenix was our recent design. If you guys want to check any of our new designs out, I'll drop a link to it down below. But yeah, aside from that spaceship looking custom PC with the floating tabletop, dual stack monitors, and the custom hexagon panel with RGB lighting behind it, I mean, it's a phenomenal setup. What can I say? 10 out of 10. So this one's titled Ultimate Mobile LAN Setup inside a 40-foot trailer. I don't know if this really classifies as a setup. It's more of a like a LAN party setup, but still pretty cool. I'm digging the mirror ceilings with the RGB lighting. That looks pretty cool, but I don't know how to rate it because it's like it's a bunch of setups. Finally joined the PC Master Race. Judging by the amount of games this guy has in those shelves and the controllers, this guy must have been a console peasant for a majority of his life. Better late than never. Welcome to the PC Master Race, my guy. Enjoy the high frame rates and smoother gameplay. Oh, and more titles to play from. It's funny, as soon as I saw those hexagon panels, I'm like, this looks very similar to 5% Gamer setup. And I was not wrong. It's him. This is his home theater gaming setup. I believe he submitted on Setup Wars a few years back for his primary setup, and it was one of my favorite setups for that entire year. So it's nice to see that he took some of that DNA from his primary setup and kind of sprinkled it to his home entertainment setup as well. 9 out of 10 for me. Ah yes, who can forget about KJ Lin's setup? So he was on Setup Wars twice. The first time he took home the seal of approval with his original setup with the 49-inch vertical displays. I'm sure you guys have seen that episode. And this is the second version of that same setup, which is way more practical. And I think I said that same thing in the episode. It's definitely nice to see him up here with 5.4K votes and 3 awards. Well done, KJ. I think the only thing I didn't really like about this setup is that the PC is being blocked off by the right ultra-wide. But other than that, I think this is way more practical than having those, vertically mounted. Easy 9 out of 10 for me. Now that is $1 million view, ladies and gents. The setup itself is very basic and straightforward, but the view is priceless. And because of that, I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. Okay, this on the other hand, I have no words. So many monitors, and the fact that they're all different sizes and brands is just hurting my brain. It's hurting it so much. This is our first 1 out of 10. I'm surprised this is even this high up, 5.6K votes, but it is Reddit at the end of the day, right? Okay, this one is actually pretty sick. Whoa! We got dual setups. At first, I thought that mountain view was real, and that looks actually impressive. But if you look closely, you can see a projector. I'm gonna assume that's a projector on the left side, projecting that image on a custom-made frame to make it look like it's a window. I'm like almost 100% positive it's projected, it's not real. The only thing that might be annoying with this setup is that if you're constantly walking past it, the projector is just smacking you in the face every single time. Why couldn't you mount that somewhere above the monitor so it's directly in front of the frame? That way, when you're walking across it, it's projecting over you. But that's like my only thing that I noticed. Unfortunately, I don't have any close-ups of that epic sim setup in the back, but it looks like it's rocking triple, at least 50-inch TVs stitched together. I'm assuming it's a flight sim instead of a racing sim because of that. This is definitely the place where he hides from the wife and kids, no doubt. 9 out of 10 for me. Okay, genuine question. At what point is it enough? This kind of reminds me of that one setup that was on Setup Wars like over 5 years ago. I don't know if you guys remember. This guy was had a military themed like camouflage jungle setup. He also took home the seal because it was the craziest thing I've ever seen. I'm getting flashbacks of that setup looking at this. And the craziest thing about this setup is that majority of those plans, if not all of them, are fake. So it really doesn't do anything. It doesn't boost productivity. It doesn't boost your mood. It's just for aesthetics. Even the cat has had enough. You can just tell by his face. Okay, jokes aside, the setup itself is actually pretty cool. It's still functional, right? You got dual stack monitors. You have a vertical over there on the left side. One thing I would do is flip your top monitor upside down. That way you have thinner bezels in between the monitors. But other than that, I mean, yeah, it's dope. I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10. This one is also a previous Setup Wars contestant. There's actually one of my favorite couple setup that participated on the show. I believe it belongs to Flux Games, if I remember correctly. One of my favorite things about this setup was the massive custom-made U-shaped desk. You got the boyfriend setup on one side and the girlfriend setup on the other. The only critique I had with this submission was that I believe the girlfriend was using the same exact gear as the boyfriend. And if you're gonna have two separate setups, I feel like each should have their own personality. And looking at the pictures now, it definitely seems like they've changed a few things. It looks like she has her own set of gear, completely different compared to her boyfriend. Even the chair is different, so kudos for doing your own thing. But yeah, this is definitely easily top 5 of my favorite couple setup. 10 out of 10. And here we go. The best setup of the year with the highest amount of votes goes to... Okay, jokes aside, that's actually pretty cool. I'm getting a super retro vintage theme. Oh my God, he's even got the Walkmans. Oh, he's dedicated to his craft. The fact that this is all custom made is honestly what makes this even more impressive. You got the retro vintage style, but you have updated modern equipment. That's actually very impressive, I'm not gonna lie. You can definitely tidy up the space a little bit. I feel like you need more mouse space. Number one, you can put the flash drives away, maybe like in a pencil drawer or something. The bottom monitor definitely feels like it's a little too low and too close for you. You're gonna be looking down like this, and it's not ergonomical for your neck at all, especially if you're sitting at this setup for hours out of the day. I don't know if you built this just for show or for cosmetics or if it's actually functional, but if it is functional, ideally I would push that entire thing back and maybe lift the entire thing by like a few inches. Put it on a stand. So the bottom monitor isn't that low to the desk. Yeah, I think that's pretty much my main critique is the location of the bottom monitor. It just doesn't look comfortable. Aside from that, I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10 for creativity. Okay, apparently those are the best setups of all time for 2025 in the Battle Station subreddit. If you guys enjoyed the video, want to see more reacting videos like this, let me know by tossing a like. Let me know which setup was your favorite in the comment section, and I'll see you very soon in the next one.